And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. This is Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Xbox, I just dropped a brand new PC Multiverse with me and Melinda. It's on the YouTube channel right now, and also wherever you get your audio podcasts, where we cover Despicable Me 4, Beverly Hills Cop 4, and more. We have a great discussion in regards to what's going on with the controversial Horizon Zero Dawn series on Netflix, which is no longer, plus some other good stuff as well. Please join us there at Pop Culture Cosmos on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Joe should be joining us right here in a second. He is Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. Plus also as well, he is Mr. Simblades with a Y.com. Also as well, of course, our good friends, the Lakerholics crew. They're all out on vacation. They all said they're traveling this weekend, so no Lakerholic spotlight this weekend. But go ahead and check out what they had to say during the week about what went on in the world of the Lakers at Lakerholics.com. Actually, Jamie in particular has a really good 5 things you need to go ahead and check out. So please do so today at Lakerholics.com. Our good friends, John Costa at Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, Stone Hansen, who was tweeting earlier today at report_court. It's interesting because he was watching the game. There he is, Mr. Smiley, Joe Soro. But yeah, go ahead and check out Stone Hansen at report_court on Twitter. Plus also as well, of course, go ahead and check out Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! Also as well, of course, Empire Jeff TV. He's had some good streams lately. Good for him on some good numbers there. Also as well, Lakers in 5, same thing. Go ahead and support those great channels and also support our great channel by liking and subscribing today. We had some really good numbers earlier in the week. Hopefully it will continue throughout the summer season and our coverage of the Olympics and all that good stuff. So please stay with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Well, Summer League kicked off today. Summer League indeed. And it was the Lakers, highlighted by Bronny James, the guy on all the billboards, the digital billboards here in Las Vegas. Yes, as I said it would happen, it did. And he is the front guy on the billboards for Las Vegas Summer League. But right now it's the California Classic in Northern California at the Chase Center, where they faced off against the Sacramento Kings. And it did look a little bit rough for both Dalton Knecht and Bronny James, especially on the defensive end for the Lakers as a whole, as the Lakers, unfortunately, they got trounced by the Sacramento Kings today, 108-94. Colin Castleton, 11 points and 10 rebounds after a shaky start. Maxwell Lewis got off to a good start, driving the basketball real well. Unfortunately, not really good on the outside shot, and his defense kind of suffered as well. 14 points for him. Sean East had 6. Dalton Knecht, with a couple minutes left, scored a lot in garbage time. Got 12 points, got into double figures, 104 from 3 and 3 of 12 overall. Not a great start for him. Bronny James, the guy who people were focusing on most of all, 2 of 9 of shooting, 4 points. Did read passing lanes and got some steals, but didn't actually affect the game too much because he was always seemingly in the corner on both sides of the ball, away from the ball a lot. So maybe we can go ahead and see him a little bit more active on the next couple games, but we'll see. Tommy Kuze had 15 points. Blake Hinson, I thought, was the best player for the Lakers overall. 5 of 8 shooting, 5 of 7 from behind the arc, and 17 points. Armel Traore, both him and Hinson are the other two-way contracts outside of Castleton. Traore scored 6. He's out of France. Olivari had 3. Mangas had 6. But the Lakers, unfortunately, got their butts kicked by Adonis Arms with 32, and the Sacramento Kings won 108-94. And here today to discuss that, plus the inactivity on what is a relatively busy day because contracts are being signed today on the 6th. So these rosters and these salary caps are being set. So you'd think Rob would be kind of busy, but so far he hasn't been. He's a good man indeed. You got to go ahead and check out what he's doing today. And of course, Simblades with a Y.com. And of course, he is Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. Joe Sorrow is here. Joe, you watched the game with me, and not really an auspicious debut, but again, it's the first game for Dalton Connect and Bronny James. You don't want to make or take away too many impressions of it, but overall, I think the defense and the effort on that end was really lacking by the entire team, and that ultimately led to their downfall and attempt to win.
I like Connect's initial. I liked his initial reactions, his initial jumps, I should say, and his separation. I thought
he got more comfortable as the game went on.
He did. It looked like NBA separation. The problem was he just couldn't make shots, and that could be nerves. It could be just thinking too much. But he's got the NBA body, and once he gets himself comfortable, those things will come together. My favorite sequence of the game was Maxwell Lewis and him playing a two-man game, and Maxwell Lewis finding him at the three and knocking the three down. That's the kind of offense that he's going to see, and that's what he's going to be relied on as his career progresses. He's got it. He's got the body for sure. He's got the movements. He's got the athleticism. He just needs repetitions now at this point. I'm not really too worried about Dalton. Hopefully, whatever offense JJ Redick uses, and it sounds like he's going to be using probably the same offense that the Celtics use, and all the pretty much the whole NBA. All they do is throw, 3-pointer, right? He will benefit from that if he has open shots, especially when he's playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
I think Dalton will succeed in the league if his defense is even average. That's what I think.
Hold on, John C. You think are you talking about Connect being trash, or are you talking about Maxwell Lewis?
Well, hopefully we'll get an answer on that. So we'll see. He said, I like that Hinson. Yeah, Hinson is solid. Really solid. I see him playing a lot this year in the G League. Wabena I think he'll probably average 20 in the league, in the G League.
Oh, Bronny is trash.
Said Bronny is trash. Well, Joe will probably agree with you.
Well, so
it is one game. Let's put it in perspective.
And I want you all. I said I put a button on playback here at the end. I'm gonna start it out here just so we can kind of get the mood going, folks. You're going to hear every excuse pulled out of buttholes and ear holes in the next few months. It's kind of like the comparison to children. You know how children are given excuses when they do things they're not supposed to do. So, for example, when you're a baby, you're told, oh, well, they're babies. They're going to cry. They're hungry. Then they start getting into the 2 and 3 toddler area. Then all of a sudden it's, well, they're toddlers, they're just learning things. And then all of a sudden they go to 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Oh, well, they're, elementary school. Then all of a sudden they're teenagers. And now it's all, well, hormones and, they're, finding themselves. Then all of a sudden they go to college and, well, they're not really, they're kind of, maturing now and they're in college. And then next thing you know, they're in their 20s. And then all of a sudden it's, well, they're just trying to get themselves together in life. And you see where I'm going with this? See where I'm going with it?
I see.
Human beings, especially nowadays, and it's not just now, it's just gotten higher, a little bit more excessive. We build excuses. And I'm going to use his pops as an example. What did his pops do when he came in?
As far as
LeBron do?
Summer League game?
Yeah, I mean, just first NBA game, let's say. Killed it.
It was against Sacramento. Yeah, it was against Sacramento.
Absolutely. So, and I don't remember them making excuses for LeBron James in year one. He came in with the hype and he fulfilled it. And guys like Kobe, guys like T-Mac, guys like Shaq, all these great players. You give those guys certain leeway, but in the end, in a very short amount of time, those guys show what they got. There are a few out there that take some time. Let's say Chauncey Billups is the one that I can remember, but those are anomalies. And plus, those guys, you can see skills either way. Sometimes certain guys can't deal with the NBA life, not just the games, just the life of being a professional. So the excuses are coming, folks, and I want to just warn everybody of that. And my venom is going towards more LeBron, Jeannie, and Rob. So when you see me go off, it's really towards those three. It's not really towards little Junior. I'm not even paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to the people who made this decision, who put their team in a position to do this, put their own kid in this position to get ridiculed, not verbally. Forget about the people online. Those guys are the scum trash that's in your disposal after you turn it on. That's what those people are. I don't care about those people. I'm talking about putting this team in a position where they have to dance around.
Subscriber,
facade is what it is.
Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it.
This team is supposed to be winning championships, not playing daddy daycare. You've heard me say this a few times. And that's where the venom is from. So you're going to get a taste, probably a little bit of taste what you saw today on what's coming. A little preview of what's coming. And God help them. God help them. I'm just going to say that right now. And Rich Paul too. That's a good one, Sweet Daddy. That right there, that guy and his bullshit too is something we need to definitely attack so that these guys learn their lesson for the future. Will they? Probably not. But it'll make me feel better to call those guys out. And I don't know if they'll ever hear it. I don't give a damn. You know, in the end, our community hears it, and we will have credibility behind it when we're done as well.
Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers, unfortunately, in the first outing at the California Classic, do lose 108-94.
Hey, Mason, reality sucks sometimes, baby. I think they did a show like that. So you can suck it while you leave. Got nothing to do with negative, man. Got nothing to do with negative. I'm a Laker fan. I want championships. I don't want a stupid-ass Red Cross bullshit activity. You don't understand? You want that charity shit? Go live in the Hamptons and do that shit. All that garbage, okay? I want championships in LA. I don't want to be a babysitter. We're not babysitters. This is supposed to be a professional league. So suck it and leave.
You asked for it. I'm sorry.
Suck on it and leave. Seriously. That's the
you bring out the worst in Joe.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it coming. It's coming. You know why you're gonna see it? Because you've already seen it. You've already seen it for 4 seasons. Bad decisions, bad optics, bad everything for 4 straight seasons. I was in a good mood last year, wasn't I, Gerald? I was like, hey, man, Rob signed everybody. Hey, everybody got their money. Now
we all were burned by it. We all thought they had a deep roster.
I was that guy. I was what you were. Yes, Rob paid everybody. Now it's on you. You can't blame Rob until you see the result. At some point, something changes, right? Yeah. It just changes. And now it's like the real sets in. Hey, look, we suck. And by the way, you guys suck at doing any kind of useful acquisition, any kind of development, any kind of choosing of the right leaders. And then you keep doubling up on that. You're like a gambler that keeps losing and losing and losing, and you still keep playing. You've become degenerates. This team should be called the LA Degenerates. And, of course, it coincides with all this gambling stuff that all the sports are doing now. And half their players are all getting caught doing gambling. You guys want the money? Go ahead. Have the money. Go ahead. How much more money can the Lakers make? They're going to make money off Bronny James, really? Is that really what it is? You really think that's what it is? Good. Go ahead and have it.
Well, speaking of money, thank you again, Phil413, for the super chat. He says, I look for channels that doesn't wear the purple and gold shades. I'm a Lakers fan. And this brother, I'm assuming that's you, sir, he said, is bringing the facts and the receipts. He's all in now, Joe. Well, thank you, Phil. Again, very kind of you for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. It does help the channel. It is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. It is Joe Soro, the guy who's bringing it along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. Truly appreciate it. The Lakers do lose 108-94 to start off their summer league. I know that's a sore issue with you, Joe, but again, you're going to be pointing out every single time there's issues with Bronny. First game, both guys struggled. I get that. I'm not trying to side with Bronny or anything like that. All these rookies are going to struggle to an extent during summer league. But the Lakers defensively looked like they were in disarray again and again and again. And Connect and Lewis primarily were the guys that were really picked on the defensive end. Again, I'm thinking Connect can play well in this league, but he's got to be passable defensively in order to stay on the floor, Joe.
I don't think we
passable. I said passable.
I mean, if you have a good defensive scheme and a good anchor, which we don't know about the defensive scheme, but we do have a good anchor in Anthony Davis, there is a chance. Sure. I saw Paul Pierce and Ray Allen play defense in 2008 for the first time since they got drafted in 96 and 97. And that was because they had the anchor in KG and Tom Thibodeau's defense. And, of course, you had Rondo in his prime. Yeah. You need talent, folks, too. And you also need talent around you to help. And right now, the Lakers are prepared to go into another season where there is no talent around AD to at least sub him, at least to give him a breather in an 82-game season. He just rewarded you with 76 games. And those 6 games that he missed, just like LeBron's 11 games that he missed at 71, those were maintenance games that he missed. They were not injured. They didn't have one debilitating injury. Those were maintenance injuries. So I don't really, at this point, you take what you can get, especially with LeBron. And AD missed 6 games. And you still could not reward that guy with someone that could at least spell him during his benching during the game. And not only does he have to worry about that, but he also has to worry about the fact that he's just not going to be able to play defense freely. He's going to have to cover a lot of ground again, which just zaps energy. And if he's playing against somebody like Sabonis, Jokic, and Embiid, well, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to get busted, right? And we're going to blame him for getting busted. Why wasn't he getting busted in 2020 or 2021 when he did play? Or even before then? Well, he didn't have to cover 3 other guards issues or 2 guards and a forwards issues on defense. It's the team defense is going to need some kind of reinforcement in terms of talent. Unfortunately, they haven't done that. And I'm not depending on Connect to do that. That's not right. That's not who he is. He is supposed to be a clone of a Bogdan Bogdanovic. That's kind of what we hope he can become. If he can become that guy, then he loosens up the offense a little bit more, and then he can play, let's say, average defense and be fine, and be valuable. But we also need to reinforce team with better defenders too. It's a lot. It's a lot to go in and say, well, what is it? What is it that we...
And then you have LeBron, of course, as he gets older. We already had issues, as Darren, one of our best guys that are here on a daily basis for us, he always points out LeBron's lack of activity on the defensive end, Joe. Again, part of it is because of age. You literally cannot ask a 40-year-old guy to do so much on both ends of the floor for as many minutes the Lakers have played him. So that's the case. It's going to get even more and more. So that reliance on AD and his defense becomes more and more prominent, Joe.
I think Connect will be fine. It's funny. He's got a similar game, except he's taller, kind of like JJ Redick. So I think he'll relate to that. Getting off screens, getting separation, getting off screens, and hitting the open shots is what he will be known for should he hit in the NBA. And that's something the Lakers do need. I would watch, if I was Connect, I would watch, I know he loves Kevin Durant, but I would watch hours and hours of Reggie Miller tapes or Rip Hamilton's tapes. I think that would be advantageous for him to help improve the separation, the rollouts, the screens. These are the offensive sets that'll likely be good for him and be able to help the team as best as in terms of his talent. That's what would help the team the most.
Once again, the Lakers do lose 108-94. First summer league action against the Kings. It is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words, Liberty. Again, we call it as we see it. I mean, you could, if people just, there's a lot of new faces here in our chat, Joe, and a lot of new names that I see on today's chat primarily as well. Obviously, a lot of curiosity after Bronny's first game, but there's 1,000 videos of us already on this channel that'll tell you we just call it like we see it. And right now, there are some concerns the way Rob is building this team. There are some concerns when you prioritize certain things over others. The nepotism obviously is a big issue there. Bronny James. Now, again, I pointed out, Joe, that 9 out of the last 10 number 55 picks have not made it in the league. They've not made a significant contribution. Only Aaron Wiggins is the only one to get a second contract. And if that's the case, Joe, the odds are against anybody who've been picked there at number 55 anyways. What I will really be upset, like you, is if the 56, 57, or 58 or an undrafted kid comes along in the NBA and makes a significant contribution, and that will really piss me off because the Lakers could have gotten that kid instead of drafting Bronny James. So I'm holding some reservations on Bronny James until I see more. But again, the odds are not in his favor, Joe. Whoever had been, Bronny James or anyone picked at that spot.
I know there's some new people here, but I don't feel like it's for those who have been here for a while.
But to give him a 4-year contract,
I don't believe it's warranted to continue to repeat the same thing over and over again here.
Okay. But giving him a 4-year
Bronny James is not the problem. Bronny James is being dragged by his father in this. And for those of you who are here, and some of you think I'm nuts, some of you think I'm negative, that's fine. It's all interpretation. Doesn't really matter.
Bitching and moaning, I think, was the word earlier.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Bitching and moaning. Some people see it as bitching and moaning. Some people see it as the truth. It's just depending on your personality.
Ranting, whatever.
Right. When you demand the best, and this is my experience. When you demand the best, and it doesn't work out between you and someone else, the person who can't execute, that's the first reaction they get. Oh, you're too rigid. You're too this. You're too that. And then you look at their life, and they're kind of just floating. They're living with their parents. They can't keep a relationship. All this stuff, right? Yet the person you're saying is negative and mean and not positive, right? Then you look at the receipts here and you see what this has in and around that person. You need to think, folks. Pay attention to the surroundings, okay? If I was a negative person or a disgusting person or someone who's just ranting and raving all day, I don't think I'd have 35-year, 25-year, 20-year relationships with friends. I think I'd be married for 16 years. My kids wouldn't have respect every second of the day in this house, outside the house, when I'm around. So I know most of you don't see what's going on here, but I'm giving you guys a little bit of a glimpse, especially the ones who don't know us. And I'll probably have to repeat this every now and then. So you got to look at the receipts. When someone's telling you something and you don't like to hear what they're saying, you got to look at the receipts they have. And at the same time, when you get away from that, we got to stick to the basics. The basics is, I'm talking about the basketball team. I'm talking about a team that's won 17 championships since 1949. Okay, this is the team of excellence. This is the number one basketball team on the planet. And for it to be run like a James Dolan operation, how the hell do you expect me not to call it out? How do you expect me not to call out LeBron James for doing the same shit he's been doing since he's gotten into the league? Things that people criticized him for with Cleveland, with Miami, with Cleveland again. How do you sit there and talk about negativity when things keep going wrong? And then now, to add to the hoopla, LeBron and AD are going to spend how long? 3 weeks trying to win a championship for the country.
Mm-hmm.
So now, why I was mentioning excuses, it's not going to be just the excuses for LeBron, for Junior. It's going to be excuses for AD and LeBron now. They're going to come into the season, and as soon as LeBron hurts his ankle in week 2, oh, well, he just got out of the Olympics and blah, 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 blah. So this is setting up to becoming a disaster, and it's based off of facts and results. What have been the results for 4 seasons, Gerald? 2 playoff series wins in 4 seasons with a prime Anthony Davis and an extremely good LeBron James. Not prime LeBron, at least some could argue maybe in 2021, maybe 2022. And even that would even be worse if you could say that. But let's just say he's not.
Well, we're not wishing bad luck on anyone, Malik.
No. We're not wishing bad luck. I want them to win. But they're not. Because they haven't been winning. And they didn't improve anything. So what do you want me to think? You think they're just going to magically play better with the same roster? And a new coach with a new scheme? With a LeBron that's a year older? An AD that's a year older? And 2 roster spots that don't belong to those guys. They don't belong to them. Bronny James should not be in the NBA. And he got a 4-year contract. So stop insulting my intelligence, man. This is stupid now. Go off the results. Go off the facts. Stop getting into your feelings. Wake up. You didn't get a taste a little bit today. You're going to get a little taste. Actually, I should say, you got a little taste today. You're going to get another taste a little bit later. Then after that, then the preseason is going to come. You're going to get more of a taste. Then the regular season is going to hit. Now, you're really going to get a taste. Be ready. Why? Not because I want to be negative or I don't want them to win. That's a stupid comment. Spending 89 games of my life watching this team play. You don't think I care that they win? You think if I didn't care they win, I'd watch? No. But it sucks to be in this position because they wasted it. They wasted it because of decisions like this. This is just the worst one of the bunch. They're now drafting guys that don't belong in the NBA. So the noise has to get louder because I don't have Stephen A. Smith's reach or a lot of the Skip Baylesses or whatever, the ESPN crew. I don't have that reach. So maybe I got to yell louder maybe to get the news out. It's probably not going to happen for a while. Maybe it never will happen. Doesn't matter. But point is, there's not enough pressure on this management and ownership at their idiocy. Everyone's kissing their ass. And I'm tired of it. They need to be called out. And LeBron James has been called out most of his career. But I feel like people still give him too much of a leeway. And that's it. That's it. You guys are going to have to get used to it. I'm sorry. You're going to have to get used to it. The noise is coming, and it's going to get louder because the second these guys go on a 5-6 game losing streak, you think it's bad now, you're going to hear it. And you're going to feel it too because you're going to know we're right.
Just to let you know, everyone out there know, he has already let me know about it as well. A long time before he said it here today. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do lose 108-94. I liked Hinson. Hinson, the guy that's on their two-way. Pittsburgh, out of Pitt, 4-year player. 42% shot from 3 in college. Looked pretty smooth, 5 of 7 from behind the arc, Joe. He looked, his passing, his vision looked good. Defensively, like all the Lakers today, it absolutely was subpar. And again, that's a team effort thing as far as that's concerned. Just, a lot of these guys just are not yet there defensively. It looks like the defense comes later after the offense is concerned. But Hinson looked pretty good, Joe. Tell me your thoughts on Hinson. He looks like he's someone who's going to come in. Really loved the opportunity to shoot, but when given the opportunity, he showed good offensive awareness and some good court vision as well.
Well, he started hitting shots towards the end, and with a lot of confidence.
5 of 7 from 3. A
lot of confidence, and he's got a great NBA physique. I think he just, continue to shoot and continue to work on his game, and he might have a career. He might have a career where he can stay on a roster and maybe be helpful a little bit. Maybe like a Malik Beasley type player at his ceiling. So I think that's good. I don't know enough about him to get a good assessment yet on what's going on. But I remember who was it? Last year was it Hodge?
Yes, Des Moines.
Hodge was sniping it up during summer league as well.
And you saw what happened to him, unfortunately.
Well, I think Hodge is a little smaller than Henson, but Hodge's size is was what the issue was. If you don't have a lot of lateral movement, or at least when you're that small in the NBA, you got to have elite athleticism. It's just the height's going to be a problem, or you have to have Larry Bird like IQ, like Chris Paul had. Chris Paul's 5'10", but could get to that elbow at will and make that mid-range shot and distribute the ball. I think because of Chris Paul's personality, I think we did never really appreciated Chris Paul and his skills, and it usually got the reason why he always kind of, I don't want to say he choked in the playoffs, but the reason why he was contained in the playoffs, like most great small point guards, is because of that reason. It wasn't just Chris Paul. Steve Nash, you could somehow contain him during the stretches of the playoffs. It's very hard to be a small, and Nash is what, 6'1", 6'2". He's listed at 6'3", but he's really my height. It's difficult. It's difficult. Isaiah Thomas was 5'10", but that was a level of talent that I don't think I could compare anybody to. AI got through it a little bit because of his ultra elite athleticism and mentality, but those are rare. But even AI couldn't get past just 1 year. 1 year he had a good year where he got to the finals, and then the other years were, it was difficult.
Let's talk about some of the guys that were a part of the game today. Colin Castleton, I know it's a possible guy that could make the roster. On a two-way contract right now. Joe, you've had some high hopes for him in the past. Still a lot of roughness around the edges, especially driving the ball to the basket is an adventure for him that unfortunately hasn't paid off. But 11 points, 10 rebounds, did show some stroke from beyond the arc, 1 of 2 from 3. Defense, unfortunately, defense was still not up there. Again, anybody that played defense outside of Bronny's couple steals really just didn't come into play today. But what were your thoughts on Castleton? Again, he, as a second-year player, as I'll talk about Maxwell Lewis in a second, those second-year guys, they have to really step it up and look dominant in Summer League.
It's hard to – he shot 50% from the field today, had a double-double, shot a 3. I don't know if he's better than he was last year. I think we're going to need some more time to see that. Telling them to get stronger, sure. If he can get stronger and have a better base, his reaction time on defense, unfortunately, might not allow him to be a regular. I don't know if that's something he can work on in the next year to get better.
He looked a step slow on that.
Yeah, he kept, and that's really what's hurt him, is he is too slow. But then we did see Brook Lopez have a phenomenal career, and I always thought that he
can stretch it out consistently, Joe. Like,
but see, Brook wasn't that guy though at the beginning. Brook was a 20.8 rebound type, and he was always. I know he's probably the anomaly, but he was always the guy that, oh, well, he's not going to.
He was a post-up machine back in the day.
He adjusted pretty well. So I don't know. I'd say for Colin to get better, he's just going to have to really, really work hard. He's got the body for an NBA career. He's just going to have to relentlessly work hard to get to a point where he's at least giving a team 10 to 12 minutes of productive basketball, and he'll have a career.
Maxwell Lewis started off the game really hot, started really well. 14 points overall, 6 of 13. Driving the ball to the basket, he looked very effective and comfortable. Last year, we were really hard on him in Summer League because, in fact, 3 times last year, he didn't score a point. Well, again, second-year player, these guys have to dominate because they've been around the horn a little bit now. They've been through a year of NBA basketball, so they have to go ahead and dominate at this level in order to be well thought of at this point, like we saw Max Christie last year dominate at the Summer League. Your thoughts on Maxwell Lewis? Again, driving the basketball was really something that he did well during the course of the game. Everything else looked like it needed a lot of work. Defensively, again, an issue there, but also as well, outside shooting still a problem. But your thoughts on Maxwell Lewis, if he can become something for the Lakers?
Once they started closing off the lanes, he became insignificant. So Maxwell Lewis used his athleticism, created an issue for Sacramento today, and then once they were able to adjust and make him shoot, he became irrelevant again. Maxwell Lewis doesn't have a jump shot, and for a guy who's going to play guard in the NBA, yeah, not going to work, not in today's game.
Also today, Blake Hinson, we talked about. Tommy Kuze seems to be the other one that people are talking about. Give this guy a 2-way contract now. He looks like a throwback, Joe. Shaved head, got the beard going. Actually pretty good as far as finding people with his vision, and 15 points, 6 of 10, 3 of 6 from behind the arc. Pretty solid game for this guy. He isn't signed to any contract right now, but he's trying to earn his way into a 2-way on the Lakers, Joe.
Steve's already impacted. I don't know where any of these guys other than Bronny are likely to play.
Bronny looked invisible at times, but that's not necessarily his fault. He was always playing off ball in the corner on both offense and defense. Either the guy he was covering or the way they were sitting about offense, they were just saying, get in the corner, Bronny. And you can't. I told you, Joe, during the game of playback, I forgot he was out there at times because there were several minutes where he just wasn't getting the call.
I think Bronny's mechanics are not good. I don't think he has.
I like.
I hear about his 40-inch vertical. I would like to think that if you have a 40-inch vertical, you could use that to your advantage to get to the basket. But I don't know if his dribbling skills are good. I don't know if his ability to create separation or get to the basket quick enough is his athleticism good enough to do that. I don't know. I've been waiting for him to grow, Jay, for 2 years now. Guys usually start growing around this time, but I think he might.
This might be Kuzi's set last shot, by the way, because he's 26. Just to let everyone know.
I don't know. If Bronny's going to be growing anymore. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I mean he's 6'1.5" without shoes. That was his height at the combine. So hopefully he can get a little bit taller. But again, looking a little bit more, be more aggressive. I think on both sides of the ball. One thing I did like, Joe, about Bronny is that he reads the passing lanes well. That's how he got his steals, and that's how he was able to interject himself on those few times in the ball game really well, is when he looked at the passing lanes and just really just was able to pick that up really well. But yeah, other than that, again, they didn't involve him much in the offense. When he tried to create something himself, it wasn't very successful. Again, first game, that's what you're expecting from these rookies. Struggles by both Dalton Connect and Bronny James. I'm not taking a whole lot away from it, but as it continues, Joe, we should see improvement from both. I'm hoping to see improvement from both. that last 2 minutes by Dalton Connect, hopefully that will give him, the confidence he needs to start playing better.
I'll be watching Dalton pretty much the entire summer league. I'm interested in his performance and his improvement. Everyone else, if somebody pops up and surprises, I don't know if it will matter though, except for those who already got a spot. Maxwell Lewis has a spot. Bronny has a spot. So you're talking about 15 players, 14 players, and you already have 2 guys on that roster that are not good. Then you have Connect, who you have to implement into this thing. He's your 17th pick in the draft, and he has shown that he can. He has shown just in the little bit I've seen that this guy has the ability to play in the league as long as he stays healthy and continues to work at what he needs to work at. And that's not just based off today. I'm talking. Yeah. I've seen footage of him at Tennessee. His game will work. It's just a matter of will he be in the right situation with this team? Will the LA spotlight be a problem for him? Because that tightens up more in LA. And it'd be nice to get a rookie that can come out the gate and contribute. I don't know how much.
Well, again, as I mentioned earlier, Joe, according to betting odds, he is 4th in line as far as the 4th favorite, plus 850, I think it was, for Rookie of the Year. So the odds makers are thinking he needs to get a chance. I mean, 4th. That's correct. Out of it was Sarr, Risha Shea, someone else. I'll look that up right now. It was on Sham's
man, that must be Twitter a bad draft. Jesus.
That and the fact that again that they're thinking that he will get the opportunity right away. That's something I want to make clear, is that Vegas and the betting odds, not just Vegas, but the betting companies that are out there are thinking that he is going to. They read into all these draft analysts saying that the Lakers got to steal. Yeah, Sarr is at plus 650. Edie is at plus 700. Risa Shea is at plus 750, and Dalton Connect is 4th at plus 850 for Rookie of the Year right now. That is according to FD Sportsbook. So
it sounds like Vegas is trying to reel some stuff in. For Connect to have any chance at a Rookie of the Year, he'd have to play 35 minutes a game and be a starter. Do you see him doing that?
I see him being a starter, yeah.
Starter, yes, but do you see him playing 35 minutes a game?
By the end of the year, possibly.
Really?
Work out, yeah.
That could be.
If this season goes bad, Joe.
If it goes bad, but he's not going to, due to your criteria, because the team stinks, he's not going to win anything, right? It's an individual award that is based off of team performance, right?
In such a bad year, Joe, Rookie of the Year, they'll give it to. I mean, Wembanyama.
No, now you gotta win 50 games and be in the top 3.
Not for
win individual awards.
Wembanyama won Rookie of the Year. He was clearly the best rookie of the year. I'll give you that.
That's a promotion. That's not that's to promote Wembanyama though.
Connect when it comes in such a bad draft, Joe. I think this is a wide open field, Joe. And if any rookie gets an opportunity to play consistent minutes, they will be probably at the top of the list for Rookie of the Year.
No, I'm tired of being told to relax. Eli, we're not relaxing.
What do you mean, Gerald? What do I mean?
I'm not relaxing. No.
Alan, I think it's very clear. Wait, hold on. Let me see
this.
Let me see this, Joe. Let me ask you a question, Joe, and this answers Alan's question. Okay, where did we finish last year, this past season? 7th place, correct? 7th place in the Western Conference, correct?
What were we 7th at the end of the year, or did we win to get to the 7th?
Well, we won to get to the 7th. Okay, basically, is we won to get into the 7th. So, did we do any major upgrades this season outside of Dalton Connect? That's what I thought. So we basically stood pat on a team that finished 7th last year with LeBron and AD playing 90% of the games last year. And you had 40+% shooters on the team. So with all that hitting right, Joe, we got to as far as 7th. So I don't know, Alan, when we have a team that didn't improve as far as the roster is concerned outside of Dalton Connect, and don't say Bronny James. He's a second-round draft choice at number 55. If he develops, it'll be later rather than sooner. But anyways, I digress.
Not only that.
The other teams in the Western Conference got better. A lot of teams in the Western Conference got better. So it can go wrong for the Lakers. Didn't say it would, didn't say it will. But there is a possibility, Alan, every year that they can go wrong for the Lakers. And maybe this upcoming season more than most.
The participation was Austin Reeves played 82 games. Taurean Prince played 78 games. He had the most starts after the first 4, which is Davis.
AD had 77 games.
AD played 76 games, 71 for LeBron,
76.
and then D'Angelo played 76 games.
IST game.
Yeah. 76 games. No, that's not counting the championship game.
Alan, you have blind faith in this team that they're automatically going to get better while standing pat. So you have some really blind faith. Alan, I thought you had common sense. I think you do from time to time, because sometimes you do put out good comments, and despite what Joe says. But this one where you're questioning the fact of what happens to the Lakers. Again, you have to continuously build on your roster to get better if you're not at a championship level. And the Lakers not at a championship level. So we don't know exactly how well they'll do this.
So there's now going to be blame to JJ Redick if this team doesn't perform, correct? It's not going to be LeBron's fault, right?
Okay, the Nuggets may have gotten worse, but did they get worse to the point that they're worse than the Lakers? Seriously? They lost KCP.
Well, I wouldn't say they got worse. It's the NBA system, folks. They couldn't pay KCP because of the current system. And you're going to see the Celtics here shortly only really they're going to have to trade. The new ownership, just Celtics fans better get ready. If this team is like a Jed York, like in San Francisco, you guys are screwed. They're going to start trading people.
Let me ask you this, Joe, and because he's reading into the tea leaves. He's really taking it all in. Thinks that the Lakers will be no worse than the 8th, and could be as high as a 4th. Could possibly be the case. But then again, Joe, Memphis got health. If they get healthy, are they back in the mix in the Western Conference, Joe?
I don't trust Memphis. I don't trust their leader.
You don't trust Memphis? You don't trust John Morant?
No. I think his focus. The hard part about being a professional basketball player is being a professional basketball player.
I think they're going to be not back to where they once were, but I think they'll be more competitive. Houston, do you think they'll be more competitive?
Sure.
Okay.
I think they'll be better than they were last year. Memphis has the talent, but what I mean by John Morant is I believe John Morant's focus is not likely to be what we thought it was going to be.
Do you think Sacramento and Golden State will be
Sacramento, if they get DeRozan, is going to be significantly better, yes. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in New Orleans with Brandon Ingram. Okay. They brought in Murray, I believe, to replace Ingram, and I don't know if that's likely going to be a bad choice.
It's a bad fit with CJ. I don't understand that fit with CJ. So.
CJ needs to go. I'd rather go with Murray. I'd rather go with Murray than deal with
again, there's a lot of uncertainty.
At least they're trying. But that team is dead on the water, too, because Zion is not going to last. He's going to get hurt. That game he played where – I don't know if the Lakers would have gotten a 7th seed if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Yeah, very, very true.
And I haven't heard anything about Zion. My hope for Zion as a fan of the NBA is that he has to get skinny. If Charles Barkley could get skinny, you can get skinny, Zion, and his athleticism would be enhanced. He would be like a Charles Barkley with better footwork, believe it or not.
But we're counting on a 40-year-old staying healthy throughout the entire season, and also AD, who statistically has not.
I'm not. That is not the concern.
That's not a concern for you. It is for me.
My concern is this team's focus, not that LeBron's 40 years old. He's shown us the last few years that he can still play. I'm going to believe that he can still play even at 40. AD, until his legs fall off, he can still play. My issue is you have not reinforced these guys with any talent. And a lot of the reasons why you haven't is because you focus too much on trash due to your main guy enabling you, or vice versa.
So you've got a combination of a lot of ifs, a lot of questions, and a lot of or lack of talent surrounding your best players.
Yeah. How are you going to solve the problems that you had last year when you don't solve them with basketball players that can solve them? We weren't expecting, you got to go get some $50 million a year guy. No, I understand the system is set up the way it is, but why are teams that are over the cap still making moves and improving their teams?
Denver just signed Dario Saric. I don't know. You can read what that into what you can, but they signed him to a 2-year deal just now.
That team still has Jamal Murray in his prime and Jokic in his prime. So what exactly are we? And then you have Michael Porter Jr. on that team as well as a third guy. They had one bad quarter. Otherwise, they probably would have gone to the finals.
Yeah, I know they've been changing foundation.
It's not.
I've been here since 2020, Eric. I know what they've been doing better than anyone. I'm here every day, virtually, telling you guys. Been doing it for years now.
What are you talking about?
Eric says they've been changing foundation pieces since they won in 2020. I realize that.
They didn't change it in 2021, though. What happened was
they started it with
they started the season too early, and a lot of guys came up with flat tires, AD being one, and they panicked. They
started making changes that season, Joe.
They did. They panicked. They panicked because there was times that year, during that year, not times. There was this consistent issue with scoring during the game. It was almost like every single game they had gaps, like 3-minute gaps where they didn't score a point. It was every single game. But their defense was still number one in the league, and that was with AD missing half the season, right? So then they come up lame because AD came up lame, and then they're out of the playoffs, and then they panicked. As soon as James Harden got traded to Brooklyn, the team panicked. They said, shoot, we have to deal with Brooklyn now. We have to get a third guy. And then that's when everything fell apart. It was a combination of what happened offensively that year. They didn't value defense. They valued offense. They completely overcorrected. And they ended up destroying the AD LeBron era in that one trade.
I mean, it's already out there, Joe. Like the media's already like pouncing on it. Bronny James underwhelms in the 4-point debut. I mean, they're already being harder than you are.
I'm not being hard on the kid. I am not being hard on Bronny James. Please listen. I don't dislike him. He's not good enough. It's got nothing to do with anything but the game.
The player, I should say.
The player. He is not good enough. And you spent all this mental time bringing this guy in here, and then you give him a 3-year contract, guaranteed contract with a 4th team option for a 55th pick. And then you have the audacity to tell me, oh, he would have been drafted anyways. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're a liar. You are lying. You're liars. JJ Redick gets hired as a coach for the Lakers after 3 months of a podcast with LeBron. Oh, well, LeBron had nothing to do with it. They didn't talk to LeBron about JJ Redick. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? Really? You want me to believe that?
It's there.
No, I'm not going to lay off. It's over, folks.
I'm not asking to lay off. I'm just saying the media just now.
And when I said F everyone, it was more of F this whole situation. F LeBron, F Bronny, F everybody. Because I'm sick of it. Seriously. I'm sick of this nonsense. It's in every aspect of life. It's not just basketball. This delusion that you can be whatever you want when you're not. You cannot be a tree, no matter how much you want to be a tree. It's a joke because you spent time. You spent thoughts. You were focused on stupid stuff when you needed to focus on non-stupid stuff. We needed talent. We needed reinforcements on this team, even if it was a couple players. Maybe it might have helped. What were they doing? Playing with their dinglings, worried about what some guy's son is doing.
Are you concerned that's going to continue like this, Joe?
Of course I'm concerned. That's why I'm pissed off. But it's going to come quick. It's going to end quick too. Because the second Bronny gets destroyed on a play-by-play basis, I am telling you right now, man, if I'm any NBA team, I am lighting him up. You all think Austin Reeves can't play defense or can't play basketball? Shoot. You guys are going to see torch. You're going to see a torch coming out. And I tell you right now, if I was an NBA coach, I would light him up the moment he gets on that court. He would hear everything. And he will. And he will. And I would let him know that it's his daddy's fault. I would let him know that it's his daddy's fault, it's Jeannie's fault, and it's Rob's fault that you're in this position. And that's it. This is about competition and championship, folks. You saw what happened to Doncic in the finals. All that bitching and all that whining. He had 6-7 dogs just all up in his face. And what happened to that? The greatest thing that ever lived for LeBron James. He just was just spewing all over, crying. Almost sounded like he was crying on Twitter. That's what LeBron's good at when he's not playing. He's good at just, oh, he's the greatest. He's this, he's that. Kyrie got played like a fiddle. Couldn't scratch his ass without Jason Tatum grabbing it. I'm not about this lifestyle, folks. Y'all, with all due respect to John Costa's excited about LeBron and him playing with his son. Sorry, Johnny. I'm not here to watch that garbage. I'm here for championships. And it got worse with the Celtics winning. Because the Celtics, this is killing me, that the Celtics are what I want our team to be. I got reamed by Mr. Grice about pumping up the Celtics before he jetted out. It's like, what are you kissing the Celtics ass for? I'm like, they're playing the ball like we're supposed to be playing.
We call it like we see it. If they make management job, they obviously made the moves, Joe, personnel wise, in order to get it done. They won the championship. We hate every second of it, but they made the moves, Joe, that you called out there that they did in order to get the job done. And so now they're one ahead, and now we're one behind.
It's about winning. This is a competition, and this is a professional league. This is not daddy daycare. This isn't a preschool. I want men playing professionally. And we're losing a little bit of that every here and there. You're paying these clowns more money than anyone's ever made in this league in the history of its existence, and you're getting softer players to boot.
Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do lose 108-94 to the Sacramento Kings. First game of Summer League at the California Classic. Tomorrow's game is 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It's on NBA TV. I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping that we'll be together on playback.tv / Lakers fast break. I will go ahead and post a note if we will be for sure, but 118 degrees. I have a tendency to want to stay inside, so that's possibly the case here in Las Vegas. I am also trying to go ahead and see what I can do to garner some time at NBA Summer League, although I haven't confirmed that yet as well. But Joe, you're seeing it, and I know you've seen it constantly as far as the advertisements. I know here in Vegas, I already talked about how Bronny is at the head of all the billboard when you drive by on the freeway for Summer League. You just, whether you like it or not, he is become a media sensation for all intents and purposes. The problem is, are people going to separate fantasy from reality?
Did. Even our own John Costa has. He talked to Stone the other day about how he's excited about LeBron James playing with his son.
But you see a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, give Bronny a break."
Did you watch Kobe in his last game?
I did.
Did you notice something about that game at the end?
And as far as what? I
noticed Kobe's demeanor. He didn't look like he was that happy.
No.
He was appreciative. He thanked the fans. He thanked everybody for the career.
But it was the end for him.
But it was the end, right? And it was a 60-point game of a lost season. Sure, it was nice, but he would have wanted 60 points to end his career in his finals, right?
Yeah.
That's it. You know, I love sports. I love competition. I love sports that you have to have talent to do those things. You can't just put some hot chick that you're banging if you're a producer into a show, right? You can't. Mm-hmm. Well, we just got that with Bronny. And that's what's pissed me off. You're putting in someone who doesn't belong here because you know somebody. That's not how it's supposed to work in a professional sport. But these guys have allowed it. And it's at the expense of the Lakers winning or competing for a championship. The Lakers are not competing for championships. It's been 4 seasons now where they've not won a series, not gone to the playoffs, won 2 series, and then didn't win one this last year. We're coming up on year 5. So what happens now if they get to a play-in, if they're lucky, and then they lose in the first round again? Now what? We're going to go wait for Bryce to come in, save the day?
I'm telling you, he might wait till Bryce gets out there. And I know Bryce, by a lot of people out there, say he's worse than Bronny.
He is. He is worse than Bronny. Actually, I've seen him play it. It's not good. I'm curious. I wish Stone was on today. I really want to understand why he thinks LeBron's retiring next year. Is he really going to say no to $52 million?
You would think not. I mean, again, maybe he's going to do another 1+1 at the end of the season, thus making it that 3-year deal you and I were always talking about in the first place.
Oh, God help us all.
I'm just throwing.
I am done. I am done with the LeBron fiasco. I've been burnt out from it. It's been 18, 19.
Jahan says you've been hijacked by the toxicity.
I am tired of the LeBron James faction. I am sick of it. I don't want to hear about these people anymore. I really don't. It's exhausting. He's an exhausting person to cheer for. It's always something with this guy. There's been egotistical maniacs. There have been narcissists playing in this game. Shaq was a self-absorbed a-hole, but I don't remember him doing this kind of stuff. I don't remember him doing this kind of stuff, even as bad as he was sometimes.
It's
and Kobe, and I'm not leaving Kobe out of this either. Kobe made some really bad decisions too, and I'm not expecting anybody to be perfect, but this should be about. This is supposed to be about competing for championships. And sometimes these guys lose focus of that for their own causes. And I can't sit back and not continue to remind everyone of it. It's done. I've sat back. I didn't want to watch this fiasco. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to support it. But many of you who love the show demanded that we watch. Well, okay, I will watch, but I am going to turn it up even higher. I'm not affected by negative talk. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't give a shit if you don't like me. Don't care. And what you're seeing right now is unacceptable, and you're going to keep hearing it. You're going to keep hearing it until you stop watching, or you keep watching. Doesn't matter. You cannot solve problems unless you kill the problem. Running away, I live in California. A lot of these wussies who can't handle, some adversity. The first thing they think of, we're going to leave. Then all of a sudden they leave, and all of a sudden the first thing they say is, oh, man, I wish I was back. They thought all their problems were going to be solved moving to Tennessee. You don't solve problems running away. You solve problems by making it clear that it's a problem and trying to solve it. Now, I'm not going to be able to solve it probably because I'm not a big enough name. I'm not in the organization. I'm not a general manager. I'm not a player. But this is the only forum I can say something at this point. Nothing else I can do. And it likely won't do anything, but maybe it entertains a few people out there. So it's all good for us.
Yes, it is. But it is Joe Soro. Jersey Mike. What did you have? Which number?
Club sub.
Nice.
It's the only fast food I eat.
Jersey Mike's is good.
Yeah, I can't. I'm done with the In-N-Outs and the Wendy's and all that crap.
Joe, what's the text I kind of fear the most I get every Friday, Joe? Double points at Jersey Mike's.
I don't know. All I know is I get 6 points every time I order a sandwich.
Well, you don't get the text though?
No, it's on my wife's. It's on my wife's account. I don't know how it works.
Okay, yeah. Usually every Friday at your location, they will text you saying there's double points available on Fridays.
That's great. I really don't think about those kind of things typically.
Well, it's just free food. Free food faster, my friend.
When I'm hungry and I gotta eat quick, I just go order it.
Free food is good. Jimmy John's it's good. It's okay. For me, it's Jersey Mike's. Porta Subs is solid too. Yeah. Togo's I've been meaning to try. I just saw Togo's here in Vegas. I got to try Togo's.
It's not bad.
Not tried them before.
It's not bad. That's what I grew up with.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't tried Togo's, so I got to give them a shot. But
it's a commercial. It's a commercial sandwich joint. So, but the problem is the good sandwich joints. You don't know where's what. The hidden really good sandwich places. You have to try to find those. You're gonna have to go around and try to look for them.
Capriotti's is good, but not great. Jersey Mike's, I think, blows them away. I know the Bobby. Everybody goes gaga over the Bobby, but I'm not a big Bobby guy. not into it as much as other people. But Jersey Mike's for me. But Panera's okay.
Panera used to be really, really good until they got cheap, and they kept raising the price on their stuff going cheaper. They really went.
Yeah, watch out for that super caffeinated lemonade that's killing people there. So
it's too bad because that was my spot, man. Like early 2010s. Woo, that was my spot. Actually, late 2000s was my spot too. Really good. And then they got rid of my favorite sandwich was a Chipotle chicken sandwich on French baguette is how I would set it up. And they changed it into some avocado bullshit. And I'm sick and tired of avocado being on everything. I just like avocado on my eggs. I don't care about avocado other than with my eggs. But it's the sandwich is the only kind of splurge I have on fast food at this point because I'm trying to train a little bit more here in the next few months. I'm getting ready for what's coming.
And hopefully what's coming is a better season for the Lakers, but we'll see. But it started off with a summer league loss to the Sacramento Kings. But tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, the Lakers play Golden State in the second game of the Bronny James Dalton Connect era. We'll go ahead and hopefully be able to catch that tomorrow on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. I will let you guys know. I'll post a note confirming whether or not we'll be able to be here for it. So if that's the case, we'll go ahead and see if we can do a post game or something later on in Sunday as well, because no Lakerholics this weekend. It's just us. Well, hopefully that's good enough for you. But Joe, a loss for the Lakers to start off. Is that a precursor for things to come or just something that we'll just have to
I feel like
it's
a constant these days where I just expect them to lose. And that's a sad commentary.
Problem is, insert name, we don't have our pick next year. Atlanta has our pick next year. That's the problem. We can't tank.
Yeah, there's no tanking in a draft that might be one of the best ones around, but they say that every other year, so I don't really buy into that anyways. We were told that Zion Williamson was the next best thing, and
Cooper Flag looks good, man.
Yeah, but the zero
Ace
chance
looks good too.
Who do you think is gonna get the first pick next year?
It's all a crapshoot. Probably Charlotte. My guess is Charlotte. Or maybe Detroit now that it has different ownership.
Detroit, man. They've been the crappiest team in the last 2 years, and they got the 5th pick in both drafts.
So maybe the gods will have mercy on them.
Oh, man. That was terrible. That was so terrible. They should have traded the pick.
Yeah.
They should have traded the pick. But anyways, I don't really know where the Lakers are going this next year, especially next offseason. I think they can get a first pick for next year, but it'll be protected. It'll probably be highly protected.
Xbox says this has been a magic start to my Sunday morning. Thanks, Gerald and Joe. He was hitting some shots while he was watching us. Imitating his Derek Fisher impersonation there. Chat, let's hit the likes and no more wet dreams. The lottery is rigged. Ron Harper's son looks good. He'll be playing at Rutgers. Yeah, I think Robert Harper's son does look good. So
I was reading a really good article about Ralph Sampson in 1983, and I think about how different, because he didn't come out in 82 because he didn't want to be a Clipper, and I always think about.
Did he lose to Chaminade in 83 or 82?
Did they what?
When did they lose to Chaminade?
Chaminade?
Yeah, Chaminade. They lost to Chaminade in a Hawaii Invitational. That's not Chaminade's in Hawaii. It's a famous loss in college basketball.
Are you talking about Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia. Do you remember those Hawaiian tournaments they have?
Yeah. They usually have them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they lost to Chaminade one year. I'll look it up.
Yeah, you in Hawaii, probably have too much fun.
Other things, yeah. But it was the Ralph Sampson. It was 1982. Yeah.
Yeah, 82. There was a lot of talk about Lakers drafting Sampson in 82. I was thinking about that. Sampson ended up coming up lame later, right?
Mhm.
So the Lakers probably
His
don't.
knees betrayed him.
Yeah, the Lakers might not have won in '88, and so on.
The Twin Towers should have been, in the Maui Invitational. That's right, MEZ. But 1982.
I
But
would have, but the thing is, do the Lakers beat the Sixers if they draft Ralph Sampson? Is the question in '83.
it's a good question.
Think about that for a second. So what happened in that series? What happened in that series was Moses Malone took Kareem to school, right?
Yeah.
And Worthy was injured for that series. So
Really dominated on the boards.
Do they win that series with Ralph Sampson? It's a great discussion if you can. Do the Lakers beat the Celtics in '84?
Well, you had Sampson playing healthy at that time, so I think they would have. But before his knees betrayed,
So
just
now
think about it, Joe.
So now you're telling me that do they four-peat with Ralph Sampson?
Just think about how well Sampson played at that point in time.
He was as good. I mean, you saw what he did in '86 with Hakeem, right?
So that's when his knees started to fail there.
So his knees started. He started getting injured in '87, which means the Lakers don't win. Do they win in '87 without Ralph Sampson?
That's the problem.
'88. So really, you're probably looking at
trading 2 for 2, maybe.
You probably trade 2 for 2.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, you probably trade 2 for 2 because you don't win the 1988 finals without James Worthy.
But if Sampson's knees hadn't have failed him, man, the Twin Towers. Plus, they had Peterson coming off the bench. They had Robert Reed, Alan Level. Man, that was a loaded team, Houston, back in those days, and they should have won more. But the knees. It was all about Sampson's knees.
It's too bad, too, because he played all 82 games year 1, year 2. He's played 79 games in year 3. That was when they went to the finals.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt.
What could have been.
Yeah, that was it. The what ifs, I think the other one was Dominique Wilkins. What if they had drafted Dominique Wilkins instead of James Worthy? I think they picked the right guy. I think it came out the right way.
So I'll leave everyone with this there's some small maneuvers going around. If anything happens as far as big with the Lakers, obviously we'll jump in, but looks like you know, at most people will be seeing maybe a marginal move just to get the Lakers off the second apron. But I want to close out your thoughts with this from Stone Hansen, and let me know, Joe, what you think about this. He said, I think it's pretty important to keep in mind just how jarring playing your first game in an NBA setting can be for prospects. I expect most rookies to not play their best basketball to start Summer League, and it doesn't concern me at all. So your thoughts on that before we head on out?
Well, that doesn't really help us. Now, I'm not concerned about the feelings of a rookie. And as far as the Lakers are concerned, if that's what you have to deal with because it's normal, well, maybe you should have sent that pick to someone who can give you a ready-made player so that you can compete this year.
We'll see what happens, though. But again, the Lakers do lose 108-94. First game at Summer League. Hopefully they will find more effort and better execution on the defensive end, and then we'll see if we can get better games out of our guys. But do I like Earl of Sandwich? Rough Artist, I think Earl of Sandwich is overrated. I've been to a couple here in Vegas. I think they're a little overrated. I was really excited to go have them at one time because I hadn't had them, and I went down to Anaheim and I thought it was pretty good. But the ones here in Vegas are average, if that makes sense. But again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro along with me, Joe Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. For your sandwich coverage as well, along with the Los Angeles Lakers. Truly appreciate it. Please like the video and subscribe. And if you got any Lakers fans out there who want to hear how it is, not how they would like it to be, but
it's going to get worse, folks. The heat's going to get worse.
How it truly is.
Sorry.
Then please stay with us right
I
here.
don't like Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka. I don't like them. They are
Thanks
the
for-
opposite of everything I like. They're weak. I don't want to keep this G. I'll keep this PG. They're weak. They're clownish, and they're in the wrong positions. They should go retire somewhere. They should go do other things, not run an NBA basketball team. And that is the truth. They don't belong doing this.
I have been to Gordon Ramsay's. Yes, I have.
Gordon.
I have been Gordon Ramsay's both in Vegas and I think also in Orlando, if I remember correctly. I think Gordon has something in Orlando that I went to. But yes, I have been one here in Vegas.
I'm just trying to understand why anybody.
But he also is.
Why does anybody care why these characters have any pull on anything? Like, you're gonna go to Gordon Ramsay's because it says Gordon Ramsay on it?
Yeah, they sell their name out for a lot. Like Guy Fieri, he sells his name out to just
Never
as far
understood
as
that. Never understood that.
Yeah, I mean it's Gordon Ramsay burger.
You want the best steak in Vegas, folks? Go to Mastro's and get a ribeye.
Mastro's or Golden Steer, they're really good too. Circus Steakhouse is also good. The Prime Rib Loft for prime rib is probably the best prime rib in town. So yeah, best buffet in town. For the money is Palms on seafood buffet night. And I'll leave it at that. But
we're gonna go there, G. We're gonna go there when I come.
Dude, your cholesterol. Get your cholesterol in check beforehand.
For seafood? They got that much butter on it? My cholesterol was pretty good when I had my blood work.
It won't be stage. After that. Let's just leave it at that. It's really good. You'll get 7 or 8 lobster tails later, or if you want the whole lobster, you can rock out.
What about just crab? Do they have crab night?
Oh, that's.
I'm more of a crab guy. I'm not really a lobster tail guy. I like lobster tail with a steak.
Don't worry, Joe. Lobster on lobster night. They have plenty of crab legs to go.
Oh, good.
Yes. So there you go. But we got to do. Hopefully, one of these days we get large enough we can do a Laker.
Oh no, we're gonna do that
in Vegas.
Let's say if we do, let's say a 5,000 subscriber day, we'll make a day of it.
5,000? It's got to be more than that. Got to get more. Got to get enough. It's got to be a large because you got to remember 10,000 people that follow us can't all be here. You got to say only a portion of those people would be here. So it's got to be enough to where it'd be like at least 100 people.
Okay, you got it.
So at least we know if we knew 100 people could show up. Grimaldi's is good. Sweet Daddy, I still think Metro's better than Grimaldi, although you're like splitting. And then also the round table pizza here is really good. I'm not kidding. I know you've only got one location here in Vegas, but the round table pizza, they load everything up with nothing but toppings. It's like filled with toppings. Like, yeah, it's expensive, but it's worth it. And I'll leave it at that. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. We always love talking food here on the show, especially with the Lakers. But of course, it is Joe Sorrell along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this thing. Truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe before the way out. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow at some point in time. We'll try to be on playback to watch at 3:30. I'll let you know for sure. I'll post a note before we go on the air. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Tune in tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be hitting 100K Xbox within 18 months of today. I'm hoping that's the case. That would be awesome. Then we could do the Lakers Fast Break Con. Absolutely.
Here, this is good for the
JSJ. Thumbnail. Yeah, I know I know I can't defend Round Table everywhere else. I can just only defend here and in Honolulu. Those two places were good. The one in Maui goes kind of mid too as well. So yes. I used to like Straw Hat Pizza as well. Yeah. Shakey's, you always went for the chicken emojis. You never went there for the pizza, which is strange because it's Shakey's Pizza, but I digress. But once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Sorrell along with me, Joe Glassford. Thanks for again watching, listening. We'll be back tomorrow for more fun in the Summer League right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. All this talk of food makes me hungry.
Yeah, I want to go get some crab.